So I want to move on to this thing. I want to talk about protection again from my ancestors. And the reason why is being that I've talked about these tarot readers who were all toxic, low vibrational, scammy. Their whole organization of what they were doing as being part of this, it's all going to be exposed. But being that I'm showing you that with these people, these are the kinds of people that were involved with this whole thing. It goes even on a government level. There were more people that were involved with this that I've talked about on my channel that I've addressed. But being that I have to be protected from weird people like this, my ancestors, they have me come and go the way that they need me to come and go. A quick example of this is I actually was scheduled to go to an appointment next week. And this morning, Asabra told me not to go. And when my ancestors say don't go to the appointment, sometimes I'll say, you know, like, why? What's the deal or whatever? But I usually know that something has changed, whether it's a situation where weather-wise it's not a good idea, or a warning to danger or something like that. But it's usually that I should not be somewhere where I originally was going to be. So I went ahead and I canceled that appointment. No questions asked. A couple of years ago, my ancestors, they told me that one of the brands that I wear, I am not able to wear anymore. And as you know, I have my own unique style, but this particular brand was one of my favorites. So when they told me, you know, you can't wear this brand anymore, I literally had a fit over it. I was so upset, honestly. And I literally cried because I was like, why? And they explained to me that the people who were the creators, the people who own that company, they have bad intentions and they are terrible people. So they said, this particular brand, we don't want you to wear anymore because it goes completely against, you know, you. And I, again, when my ancestors tell me things like this, I listen. And it's basically like half my wardrobe that I had to like dump because most of my wardrobe was this particular brand. But again, when my ancestors say, we don't want you doing this, and they tell me why, I don't question it. And I say, you know what, you're absolutely right. Because it was disappointing for me to find out that one of my favorite brands, they were just terrible people. And I don't want to wear anything that represents people that don't represent or have the same values and morals that I do. So that's that. Now, a fun thing to close this out is yesterday, I was in one of my modes where I was like, wow, you know, again, when I think about how my ancestors are very, very specific, they will be like, you know what, you cannot go here, not yet. You'll be able to go here at this time. Or, you know, again, just as if I want to go and get a pizza from, you know, in my area, if I want to go and pick it up, they'll tell me what time to schedule for it to be made at the store, and then let them know a specific time when I'm going to pick it up. My ancestors give me that information because they know that the timing is going to be right to, again, as I mentioned earlier, avoid any danger, any weather, anything that could be a threat to me and my children. So yesterday I was in one of my moods where I was like, okay, I want to watch, you know, some Beverly Hills stuff because I love Beverly Hills. And so I decided to watch one of the 4K videos, as I've mentioned in another video. But this one I was watching, it was like a new one. And it was, you know, people watching, people shopping. There's like someone who has like footage and he's like just walking, and people are shopping and dining and all kinds of cool stuff like that in the area. So I was watching it. And the guy who's recording went into this store, and it's the store that I really want to go to. It's like part restaurant, and the other part of it is like this grocery store. So it has like all this like health nut type of stuff. I like to eat really healthy, and I've been saying I want to go into the store. So I'm literally in the store by watching this video, and the whole time I'm like, okay, ancestors, when am I going to be able to go to the store? Because this is where I need to get things from here. I want to go to the store. And my ancestors have just been saying, you're going to be able to, but you just cannot yet. So I don't know if you saw in the All About Asabra video when I've shown you, I've talked about where my ancestors, when they say that I can't do something yet, and even if I feel like I really want to do it and I still don't do it, but I get into my little fits sometimes where I get upset. I get upset with my ancestors. Some of this stuff is really hard, but I get upset with my ancestors sometimes, not often, but sometimes. And what will happen is my ancestors, if I have a little fit, they'll just kind of throw their hands up and say, okay, I'm not talking to her right now. Just let her cool off. And a lot of times Ra will step in and be like, okay, calm down. You're going to be able to do whatever. And he always makes me feel better. So yesterday when I'm watching people in the store and I'm looking at all the cool things on the shelves, I'm like, oh my gosh, this store is beautiful and I want to buy some of these groceries. I was just upset and I just had like a resting face. You know what I'm talking about. So I was sitting there kind of pissed off with a resting face, like I want to go to the store. There's like only one. So, well, that I know of. So I'm sitting there, you know, watching this video upset, and finally the guy who's shooting the video, he walks out of the store and he goes back onto the streets of Beverly Hills. And all of a sudden, like you can see like the cars going by and you see stores across the street. And I'm still kind of pissed off because I'm like, when am I going to be able to actually go there? And there was a honk. The honk was inside the video and I was like, oh gosh, right? So I ignored it. I said, I know this is them talking to me. So I ignored it, and then I heard honk, 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 like that. Another honk in the video after that. So I paused my video and I was like, yes. And it was Ra. I knew it was, because every time this happens, he comes. But even if I want to talk to him, he'll come too. But anyway, he's like, you're going to be able to go to this store. Just relax. It's going to be coming soon. And so just hearing him say that, I automatically felt like, okay, that's good. I'm happy about that, because he always assures me. And when he pops in, when he knows that I'm stressing, that is always like comforting for me. So before he left, he told me to zoom in on the video I paused. Because remember, when the honk honk honks came, I paused the video to talk to him. And so he told me to zoom in, and I didn't hit play, but I zoomed in. And the store, one of the stores across the street, it was called Favorite Daughter. I'd never heard of that store in my life. But this is what I'm talking about when I say that my life, the way that it goes, everything is divinely timed and divinely guided.